So Carlos Rodon had a perfect game going, went out into the 6th inning. I have to bring this up because it's just fascinating to me. And we, of course, said that he was perfect through 5, 16 up, 16 down, has not a lot of base runner, whatever. Yeah, we did our due diligence. And then John Flaherty, Carlos Santana comes up. And Flaherty smartly says, this guy scares me. He has a lot of experience against Rodon. He's a veteran. This is the guy that would scare me the most moving forward. Carlos Santana hits a high fastball into the right field seats for a home run. Mm-hmm. End of the perfect game, end of the no-hitter, end of the shutout. And it happens again, Don and Peter, social media. You guys jinxed it. Moron. Why can't you keep your big mouth shut?
Well, because you're a moron. I mean, so I don't know why you address morons, Michael. If somebody,
I'm not addressing them. I never answered them.
If somebody came up to you in the street and said, "Duh," you'd be like, I'm just going to walk away because this guy's a moron. That's what they do. So if you really think that you affected, that Michael, there's morons in the world. What are you going to do?
I understand, but
no, you don't.
If somebody, make the sound again, somebody comes up to the street and says what? Duh. Okay, it's a 1 in 100,000 people will do that.
Right.
Your social media feed is flooded by these clowns.
Well, because that's what social media does.
And it's not just like, oh, you jinxed him. Like, they're really angry. But like one guy said, why can't you keep your big mouth shut and do it like it? First of all, anybody who doesn't mention if you're pitching a perfect game is not doing their job as a broadcaster.
There's nobody that does anymore, Michael. First of all,
what do you mean nobody that does?
Who's keeping it a secret? Every game I ever watch where there's a no-hitter or a perfect game, they say it. Plus, there's the bug right on the screen that indicates that there's no hits. And this is why they're really, really morons, and I'm not even sure on a functioning level. They probably have somebody tweet for them, is the fact that it was never said anything about the announcers. It's don't talk to a pitcher during a no-hitter. You're not talking to a pitcher during a no-hitter. That's for all the guys in the dugout. Don't say anything to him. He stands by himself. Players are superstitious. You are putting yourself in a situation that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for the fans or the announcers or the people sweeping the concourse. It is only for people that play with the pitcher. So these people are morons. Do not address them. And even though there's a mob of them, it doesn't matter. They're too stupid to take over.
He said it right, but I hear you, Michael. It's hard.
But you know what? I read a quote about democracy that applies to this, though.
Oh, this is deep.
This is a great quote. I only read it 2 days ago. It's obviously been out there, but I had never heard it before. The only problem with democracy, right, is that morons have the same level of influence in terms of votes as people that are smart.
Oh, yeah, that is the social media thing.
That's a big deal.
But they're not voting.
But also, so the guy that really went up and in, just do your job. Well, I am doing my job, sir. That's my job to tell you that there's a perfect game. And although we have a bug up there that says nothing, if you just tuned in, you have no idea if he's pitching a perfect game. If I don't tell you that I'm not doing a good job.
And it's all over social media. There's alerts that come up. The way we worked at it, you probably remember from the sports phone days, is that
you killed sports phone, right?
In your opinion, there's a whole book that came out that never mentioned it.
You did not.
So that you did not start to mention no-hitters until you were through 5. I guess that's the rule. That once you're through 5, that's when you can say it. And so there's alerts all over the place. Rodon perfect through 5. It's all over social media because you want people that aren't watching the game to now watch the game. You want people flipping around on the baseball package and say, "Oh, what's going on in the Yankee game? Oh, Michael just said there's a perfect game. I'm gonna watch." You'd be anti-job. So the reason that your democracy quote doesn't make any sense is because these people do have votes, so they do matter, and that's concerning. These people don't matter. They're harmless. Ignore them. They can't.
It's hard to ignore them.
But
I mean, it does not impact me at all the way I do my job. I have a responsibility, and I work off the Bible of Vince Scully, who said that if you don't say it, you're not doing your job. And I also work off the Bible of John Sterling, who had the perfect answer. If I could control what's happening on the field, I'm grossly underpaid. It'll be a 2-1.
And this is another reason why these people are just colossally dumb, is that maybe they'd have a kick coming if the Yankees, in their illustrious history, never had a no-hitter or a perfect game that Michael called. But Michael's called, what, a half a dozen?
7.
All right, so you obviously have not affected any. So where is it coming from other than just sheer stupidity? So I'll go back to my first comment. What would you do to the person walking down the street that went, "Duh"? You'd walk by him. That's the equivalent of this. Matter of fact, it's even easier on social media. Don't even look at it. You had to make eye contact with the guy walking down the street. He was coming your way.
Didn't I make? I said something to Don the other day. I don't think you were here, Michael. After Summer Jam, I was dealing with some controversy surrounding Summer Jam, and I also then had some wonderful moments at Summer Jam. Like, got to see some of my heroes, and they all met me with such warmth and appreciation. And I said to Don, imagine if you could have told me, one day when you're older, the good news is your heroes are going to love you, but the bad news is a bunch of moron yo-yos you don't know are going to hate you. I would say, well, who cares about the moron yo-yos? And that's what we literally give. We then give them credence and power. It's irrelevant. I'm sorry, it just is. No offense to people who like to be the kind of people who go send negative things to people they've heard of on social media, but you're an irrelevant yo-yo. I'm sorry.
Well, I just found one of the things that just caught my attention. The guy's name is David. I'm not going to give his last name. I don't want people to attack him. Amazing. And the jinx known as Michael K. opens his mouth about Rodon being perfect. He's been getting hit pretty good. Great job, Michael. Please learn the superstitions of baseball.
No, you learn them, because it's not a superstition for the announcer. It's for the players. You get to know them. You ignoramus. Why don't you say his name? People need to know how dumb this person is. You are making him dangerous because now he's coming out of the weeds. If you let people know who he is, we can see this yo-yo coming. And you've called
his name is David Gwinup.
7 no-hitters in perfect games. How is he a jinx, Peter? 7 no-hitters in perfect games. What a yo-yo. What's his name again? Say it clearly so I can hear it. All right, don't say it. God.
Well, those are diamond notes.
No, they're not.
By London Jewelers.
Don't say diamond's a really precious thing.
Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hills.
God, how do you? Are you proud of yourself to be that stupid? Are you that proud? I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I work on it.
And also, how about ripping John for being, brilliant analysis? You know what? This is the guy I worry about. And then the guy hits a home run. That's how you win Emmys. You think he jinxed them?
No.
So Carlos Rodon had no role at all in giving up that home run. Flaherty and I had the role. Anyway, Rodon pitched great again. To me, he's an all-star. Marcus Stroman, who's pitching tonight, is an all-star. Louis Steele is an all-star.
Now none of them are going.
What do you mean none of them are going?
Because you jinxed them.
They're all-star.
We don't know. They haven't announced anything yet.
Oh, you think I'm jinxing?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, you might be.
You're unbelievable.